88.5 Sofa FM. It's now 3 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Sofa St. Lucia, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful Thursday, and it's the third day of April 2025. I am excited to just introduce the panel I have right here with me from the PMA Peters Management Area Office, of course. I was a little confused with the club thingy. We have none other but the manager herself, Mrs. Joan Hippolyte. We have Miss Joan with us as well, who's a little shy, but don't worry, she'll get into, as we progress, she'll relax a bit more. We have none other but our program assistant, Mr. Kruma Harrell. We have our PS secretary, Glenda. They will actually introduce themselves formally. Good morning. This is your time now. Please go ahead and introduce to our listening audience and the viewers as well.
Hi, good morning. Joan Hippolyte, the manager of the Peters Management Area Office. And with me this morning, we have Mrs. Glenda Isidore, the secretary, Mr. Krumer Herald, the program assistant and technical assistant, and Joanna Alexander, our office assistant. So this morning we are back again. We have been at 88.5. We were there so often last year. That was our 20th anniversary of being a World Heritage Site. And so this year we have started again to continue to promote the Peters Management Area Office as well as our PMA Club, which is the highlight for this morning's session. So at this time I will ask Krumer to give us a review of the activities that we had last year, all the major achievements that we had and what came out of it. But even before we go into all of this, I just want the public to be a little patient with us. We beg for your patience with our inscription site, which is currently in a state where it needs to be refurbished. It will be refurbished. We are working assiduously to get it done with one of our stakeholder partners, Heineken St. Lucia. So just bear with us as we try to put this place in a state that is good enough for viewing and taking photos, because we have had issues where our plants were stolen, our memorabilia from Independence was stolen, but we're going to put this in order. So at this time, I invite Krumer to tell us about all the achievements we had last year, 2024, for our 20th anniversary.
Good morning once again. Over the past year, the Peters Management Area has made significant progress in conservation, education, and cultural engagement. A major achievement was the formalization of our Limits of Acceptable Change study, LAC, into law under Statutory Instrument Number 7, 2024. Soft copies of the statutory instrument can be retrieved online for reference. Alongside this, we have updated our management plan to enhance conservation efforts and to promote sustainable management within the PMA. With the support of Renewable Energy Sector Development Project, we demarcated the PMA boundaries and established clear guidelines for permissible activities within the Green Buffer Zone. Additionally, the Environmental and Social Impact Assessments, ESIA, for Belle Plaine and Fort St-Jacques have been completed, assessing potential environmental impacts and providing useful insight for future developments. Copies of these reports are available at the PMA office. We have also strengthened compliance and collaboration with key stakeholders including Sugar Beach and Paradise Hotel, ensuring alignment with conservation policies. In our commitment to education and visitor engagement, we successfully applied for a grant from UNESCO, securing 20,000 EC dollars for an interactive kiosk. This project is currently in its prototype phase, and we are working alongside Mr. Ronald Raoul. It will feature virtual tours, 360 maps of the PMA in order to enhance awareness and accessibility. Our public outreach and youth engagement initiatives continue to expand. Our participation in last year's carnival raised awareness about our natural heritage, and in third place in Band of the Year and Section of the Year for our Parrot section. We hosted 2 successful summer camps, giving students hands-on experiences in conservation and cultural education. Additionally, we were able to secure sponsorship from Heineken St. Lucia with ongoing discussions on how best to utilize these funds for the upkeep and improvement of our inscription site. Our media outreach expanded through talk shows appearances on Zafe Nu or Setlisi, digital advertising via Beam LED, and public service announcements on Liberty FM and 88.5, helping to spread awareness of our conservation efforts. We attended a transcultural trip in Genoa, where they explored ways to blend cultural heritage with environmental conservation. This experience directly inspired the launch of Lisa Souffla, a cultural experience, a new initiative designed to highlight St. Lucia's rich cultural heritage through live performances, traditional cuisine, and local artistic expression. Last year, we also launched a PMA curriculum pilot test to integrate information at our World Heritage Site into the grade 4 syllabus, providing young students with a deeper understanding of our local heritage and environmental conservation. Looking ahead, our 2024 work plan is filled with exciting initiatives, including additional summer camps, debate competitions, an open day at the PMA office, new media campaigns, a reusable materials exhibition, and further development of Lisa Souffla. A major highlight was the successful submission of our State of Conservation report, in which we met all UNESCO requirements, including the updated management plan, boundary demarcation, stakeholder compliance, the ESIA reports, and the formalization of the green buffer zone. The PMA continues to remain a thriving heritage for not only our current generation, but future generations to come. I now move you on to my colleague, Ms. Gwenda Isidore, who will continue with our PMA club.
I would like to take a moment to highlight some exciting initiatives of the PMA Club. Officially registered on January 31st, 2025, the PMA Club is made up of students from the Soufrière Comprehensive, Soufrière Primary, and Fossija Combined Schools, along with dedicated adult members who form the executive. Please allow me to list the members of our executive team. We have as our president, Ms. Sabrina Epifan, our vice president, Ms. Macy Maximin, our secretary, which is myself, our assistant secretary, Ms. Lovette Edgar, our treasurer, Ms. Catherine Prosper, our trustees, Ayuana and Kayla Alexander, and our PRO is Mr. Brianson Solage. United by a commitment to environmental stewardship and community engagement, our members are actively involved in projects that makes a real difference. One of our flagship programs is the PMA Summer Day Camp, an annual event hosted by the PMA office. This year's camp has been scheduled for July 21st to the 25th, promising another enriching experience for our youth. Some of the key initiatives of the PMA Club are as follows. Earth Day Soleil Couché, which will be held at the Soufrière Beach Park on April 22nd. This Earth Day, we invite the community to join us for a special bonfire event filled with music, poetry, and storytelling. Participants will also enjoy roasting ripe plantain and bananas. Also marshmallows and sausages under the night sky. The Soufrière Action Theatre will be part of this meaningful experience as we reflect on our role in protecting the environment. Let us come together and safeguard the beauty of our surroundings. We urge community members to be part of this Earth Day bonfire, an evening of reflection, unity, and action. Whether you are passionate about nature, eager to meet like-minded individuals, or looking for ways to contribute, this event is for you. Join this movement and let's unite together. Let's unite change together. Another initiative is adopt a community or project. This initiative encourages our members to take an active role in local projects that promote sustainability and community well-being. Save Our Ocean Project. This is another initiative where we're looking to secure grant funding from the French Embassy to install a large debris trap net across the Soufrière River. This project aims to reduce the amount of solid waste entering the ocean, helping to protect our coral reefs and marine ecosystem. L'Essence Souffla. This vibrant cultural gathering will celebrate our heritage and foster a deeper appreciation of our local traditions. And Mistress Hippolyte will expand on this cultural event. Through these initiatives, the PMA Club continues to play a vital role in preserving our natural heritage and strengthening community responsibility. We encourage everyone, and I mean everyone, to get involved and be part of this positive change. I thank you.
At this time, we will have, thank you, Mrs. Isidore. At this time, we will have Joanna to tell us a lot more about one of our traditions where we will be participating in Soufrière Carnival 2025.
Greetings to all our fellow listeners. I'm here to elaborate a little on our Carnival Band. Firstly, I would like to thank each and everyone who participated and assisted in last year's Carnival activity. With the help and team effort, we were able to execute a wonderful event, which landed us third place. I would like to applaud the members of the PMA, parents and supporters of the club, as it is very much appreciated. We very much appreciate it. Sorry. This year, we are appealing to the community for togetherness in working towards second place or even first place. We are making it bigger and better this time around, and I'm urging the community to help spread the word and get registered. Get your children signed up early in order to avoid disappointment. As last year, Carnival, we could see the little ones on the sidelines were frowning because they felt left out. Our registration is only 20 EC at the PMA office located on Sir Darling Alexander Street opposite Sandra's Boutique. This year we portraying pollinators to help in the production of honey, a world-renowned product from producers in Soufrière. We are keeping it environmental friendly, as we know the PMA is an environmental club. Our band consists of 4 sections: ladybugs, butterfly, botanical garden, and of course the bees, which are the main producers of honey. The package includes costume, food, drinks, face gems, customized cups for an affordable fee of $150. We at the PMA are excited. We look forward to serving you. Let us get our little ones in a fun-filled event to experience culture through Carnival. For more information, we can be contacted at telephone numbers 468-6650, 6651, 6652, 6653. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joanna. And so, viewers out there, you have it. All our activities lined up for 2025. There are still a lot more in the pipeline, but we don't want to reveal all of it at once. So the main ones we have to look forward to are Soleil Couché, which is on Earth Day, April 22nd at the Soufrière Beach Park, and also the trial run of our L'Essence Souffla. So, with regards to the L'Essence Souffla, I know a lot of us are wondering what is this all about. So it's something like the essence of Soufrière. We used to have something called L'Essence Soufrière, so we've coined it slightly different. As Kruma mentioned earlier, in September 2024, he was invited as a youth to participate in a trans-cultural activity in Genoa, Italy. And I had to accompany him, and he did a wonderful job in terms of selling our sulfur springs and the World Heritage Site, the pitons as well. But what we were asked to do was to try to inculcate traditional activities at the Sulphur Springs. Now we know it will entail transportation, so we want to do the trial run at the bus terminal where persons can be free to just walk across and come and view. So we will have the first Lesson Souffla at the bus terminal. It may become a permanent activity there because, like I said, it is easier to access. So what we would be doing is having young persons come and display their talent. So the PMA club would be part of it. We would have traditional activities like the masqueraders, the young masqueraders from SAT. They will teach our young PMA club members how to be masqueraders, how to do drumming, do the shotwell, and singing, you know, favorable songs. Maybe not necessarily Woy Woy Mi Jabla By Jabla Majati Mamai. I don't particularly like that one, but they can create their own. Yes. We can get the young dancers from Soufre Comprehensive and any other young artists that's willing to come and share or showcase their talent. And we will be partnering with Yasha Trubiscoy, who has made a commitment. If we are able to get this going, that we can get some funds to pay the young artists. So young persons who have a skill or a talent that they want to display at the Lesson Souffla, you are free to join the PMA club or just come in and tell us about what talent you want to showcase. At that activity, we also want to sell some of our natural and local cuisine. For example, we have things like penepis, that is cultural to Soufre and Lucia, traditional things, lababad, turnovers, tablet, confiti, you know, the local juices, ginger made into ale, not the ginger ale, you know, and stuff like that. Sorrel when it is in season and stuff like that. Even the barbecue, the roasted bakes. So these are some of the things that would be on sale at the Lesson Souffla, and even some seafood. We are getting, you know, different funding towards this project, so we want it to be successful. So it will be a young club trying to initiate something called Lesson Souffla. But to get into the Sulphur Springs, we have to discuss with the managers, which is SRDF, and so we have a meeting shortly afterwards, and this will also be another aspect of the Lesson Souffla, actually going to share these traditional activities at the Sulphur Springs.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hippolyte, for that, Fisher. I would like to, maybe just a reminder, if anything, as we get set to observe Earth Day, our club members especially, and if maybe the public want to as well, sending their submissions, maybe writing poetry, you know, whatever different pieces that you go at, we're also asking you to be part of that Earth Day celebration with us, not just to accompany us to partake in a bonfire, but to exhibit your talent. You know, if you're good at singing, writing, whatever it is, we welcome that as well for that grand celebration. I am excited because of our calendar, and yes, we did take that opportunity to unveil it right here at Soufre FM, which is a good thing. Thank you so much for that. Behind the scenes, a lot of work have been done for sure. Something else we want to encourage in terms of the PMA. If we were to say persons are not fully aware the PMA or even where it's located, and that is why those activities are really, really essential to help create that awareness, you know, to put the PMA out there through the summer camp, through the carnival, through the exhibits and the various activities. One thing we didn't let on, you're going to come for me for that, but then we are in the stage of maybe taking a few children out to visit the heritage site.
Yes, well, this one, we're not going to let the cat out of the bag as yet. We want our PMA club members, although they have an idea of some of the activities, in particular that one, but they need to meet a criteria in order for them to, you know, partake in that particular activity. We also have other initiatives, like we have with the kiosk that Kruma spoke about, the interactive kiosk. We are hoping that even for our anniversary, we may have it open air. a tent at the square where persons can come in and do these visual tours where you just touch a button and you are sailing over St. Lucia or sailing over Soufrière or over the PMA. So we have a lot of exciting activities coming up. We are a little disappointed with the curriculum, the implementation of the curriculum as it is at this time, because the teachers are under a lot of pressure with something called the SBAs, and they have to meet up with the deadlines. So it was a little difficult for them to implement the curriculum as we would have liked. However, one of the schools that started it off in the first term was that school, and the students from grade 4 were able to do a physical tour of the areas of the PMA to look at the landforms, and that was a very interesting activity for them. They spoke highly about it, where they were able to go to areas like Belle Plaine to see what a plain is, Belfort to see what a plateau is, at the viewpoint to see what peninsula is, where they know what the Soufrière Bay is like, and they know what the peaks and the pitons are like. So they were able to actually go on a physical tour to the sulfur springs, you know, to see what a valley, a crater, and all of the different landforms in their curriculum. So we continue to make these activities exciting for the children to learn a lot more. And as Glenda mentioned, we are hoping to install a debris net trap in the Soufrière River, and this will be able to collect all the floating plastics that go down from the river, from our homes, from the drains into the sea, to help preserve our coral and our coral reefs. And with this, we would need to go into partnership with Soufrière Town Council. After this is installed, that persons from the sanitation department will be collecting the garbage from that debris trap net. And one of the suggestions by Krumer was that we actually label the different pieces of plastics that we get. So for example, if we're getting a lot of plastic bottles from a particular company, we will, you know, bring it to the awareness of that company and the persons who utilize that product. Let's say it is a soft drink bottle, so that they can help in creating that awareness, so we can be a little more conscious of our environment and dispose of our garbage a lot better.
I'm really happy you highlighted that point. It takes me back to a discussion we had where I think Sugar Beach did assisted us with placing signage and whatnot, you know, at various points. And to date, maybe just a refresher as to where we're at for the listening audience.
Okay, and thank you for reminding us, because actually this whole idea of the river net debris trap, it was that information was provided to us by Mr. James Wyndham, the manager of Sugar Beach, and we are trying to get his assistance so we can get it from the French embassy. He's the one who highlighted where we could source that net. But for last year, Sugar Beach did assist us with putting up signage of welcome to a World Heritage Site at Myers Bridge and also at the Bouton Gap. Notwithstanding the fact that these signs can be a lot larger, so again, we are thanking Sugar Beach for all their efforts, and they have actually said that they will adopt the World Heritage Site to assist us, and we are thankful to Heineken St. Lucia, who is partnering with us. At this time, we have even identified railings, and we're working on installing better railings, you know, that would look more appealing to the sites and would be stronger. So soon, our World Inscription Site, the monument, will be upgraded and refurbished, and we're hoping that the public again will adhere to the rules and regulations that we will have on signs installed on that place, because persons stand on the monument, they sit on the monument, and some of the photos that are taken there is very degrading for that particular site. We want to appreciate it. So in as much as you would like to take a photo there, we would appreciate that you do not stand, sit, or lie on top of the monument.
Why not fence it? Like a small fence just to protect it, just a little.
Well, maybe we can do that, but
Or some borders. You don't have to be
fence it all together, but
borders.
something just around the edge.
Right.
But we are looking at ways and means that we can preserve it and, maintain the look, the pristine look that we want at that site.
Even adding to that, the discussion where an agreement can be put in place for even a groundsman, to actually look after it if it's on a fortnight basis as well, and maybe that can help deter some of the unpleasant behaviors there.
Thank you very much, Cabrina, Baby Bree. Actually, this is one of the issues that we're going to discuss with Mr. Auger right after at our meeting. We had a SWOT analysis sometime in November last year with SRDF, SMMA, and the Soufrière Town Council, where we as the PMA will work in collaboration with these other institutions, so see how best we can collaborate in our efforts in keeping Saint Soufrière a pristine and beautiful place, and so that we do not have overlapping, or we're not overlapping with other situations in terms of our work, our role. So we will be working in collaboration with SRDF and these other agencies, and one of them, like I said earlier, the Soufrière Town Council will help us with the river net. So we have identified a young man who's already working with us in terms of trimming the trees when we're trying to keep our photos, of the pitons and these areas pristine. So we will work with SRDF to find out if this young man can be there with us, maybe for the initial part of the day in terms of watering the plants, trimming the plants, keeping the place clean, and to some extent being like a little security, and he would still be paid by SRDF. So this is one of the things that we're looking at. We also know that there are plans to develop like a boardwalk or a viewpoint near the inscription site. We don't know if this will materialize, but we're hoping that if this is done, then we will have greater security, because we will be having maybe washrooms, of a platform where the visitors can go and take better photos of the pitons and stuff like that.
Definitely, and even maybe adding to that to bring more awareness to the PMA, I believe there was a discussion where we can look at, we did have exercise books where we would maybe give to the students, especially maybe those who attended the camps, but along with that, we need to maybe put a sticker form, something for the bus drivers, when they go out to the different communities, or their day-to-day as well. So for class reason where people can actually get, it can be cued in the minds like, the PMA,
Yes.
what is that, and then they will delve into the information or finding it themselves as to what the PMA is about and its functions.
So we have that as well. So since Cabrina is the president of the PMA, she's also speaking on our behalf because she knows some of our ideas. So we have upcoming bumper stickers. We have already placed the order for bumper stickers to highlight Soufrière, St. Lucia, a World Heritage Site. And we upcoming, we have a quiz for the grade 6 students, debate for the secondary school students, and we're also trying to get assistance from one of our other stakeholders or partners, a mapping exercise where we can have the map of the PMA, and on that map to identify the areas such as where the waterfalls are and the sites of interest, the petroglyphs and stuff like that. Just recently, we had a team of archaeologists who came to visit, and one of the things that they were able to tell us is that they would be returning to actually get to sites like the Belfort site, which is a unique site for Amerindians. That's the only site in the Caribbean and the only site they know of that is an Amerindian site that is so far away from the coast. All throughout the Caribbean, all the Amerindian sites that they have identified are close to the coast. But the one at Belfort is a special one where there is something called a line of sight from Belfort to the top of Monsouf and to the Piton, and forming a kind of a line in terms of the sunlight. So all of these are things that are unique to Soufrière St. Lucia, and we will capitalize on this to promote our World Heritage Site.
Taking that opportunity, since you're here, where are we in terms of the mapping exercises? I know thanks again to the PMA that I got familiarized with the green buffer zone, you know, in the demarcation exercise, but bring us to speed with it.
Well, as Kruma mentioned earlier, we are thankful to the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project, RESDP, and their team, Ken Aldonza and the team. They were able to complete the demarcation of the boundary of the Piton management area. And it is a very useful exercise because now with this demarcation, persons within that area would have to know in which zone they fall, and then to be guided by the statutory instrument of 2024 number 107. I'm not sure, but I think I heard Kruma mention it earlier. So that statutory instrument can be shared soft copy online for persons who are interested in knowing what can and cannot be done in these zones. Recently, we have had 5 separate developers coming to discuss with us the statutory instruments, and we have shared it with them. There is also the brochure that we have at the office, which says about the colors that can be used when you're developing in these areas and the types of vegetation and stuff of that nature. So that statutory instrument gives you guidelines in terms of all the different aspects of development within the Piton management area.
Thank you so much for that. And maybe just adding a little, you mentioned about the specific colors that are being used, but then also too, if we look at persons, again, it falls within the PMA area, especially like under the Piton area, you know, specifically persons who don't really adhere. And it's not about being rude, because sometimes they may say, why you want to tell me what color to paint my house and stuff, but then you have to coincide with the PMA and restricted areas and specific colors that you have to blend in as well with the greenery. So specific colors like green,
brown,
like yellow,
brown,
like brown,
gray,
yeah,
black, and so on.
Those are the colors that you would need to basically have your house painted in. At this point, I want to just say thank you so much to you guys for actually being brave enough to come here and share with our listening audience. I know sometimes the nerves, you know, take the best out of us. But nonetheless, it was greatly executed to you guys, my family, my team. Thank you so much for that. But for me, as everybody knows, it's the carnival thing for me. You know, I have to correct you. We're coming for second place. No, my dearie. We are coming
Said even first.
First place, we are coming to get. And like we mentioned earlier on, registration is on, and I am expecting to see something official that I can put out that registration is open. So do not hesitate to contact any one of us, or you can just go over to the PMA area office and get your information nicely. In terms of next week, what can persons expect at our club meeting, given the fact that we're getting ready to observe Earth Day as well? Is there anything special that we need to bring to this activity come the 11th?
Yes, well, with regards the activity on Friday the 11th, let me just mention again that our club activity is almost always every second Friday of the month at 3:30 at the Soufrière Primary School. We want to thank the principal and staff for use of their school for that activity. But this particular Friday, we are hoping that the students will come in with their little jingles, poems or songs or even chants, something to say, Pajetes or the allow with whatever allow with you know, something, you know, nice and something that you can dance to, beating the drums to. So we want the students to put together certain of their talents in terms of song, jingles, or even chants, something to that effect.
Thank you so much for that. Anything else you wish to share with our listening audience? What we may have left out.
Okay, so once again, we want to invite the general public to this activity, the Soleil Couché, on Tuesday, the 22nd of April. It is actually the day after Easter Monday, the day after the holiday, at 5:30 in the evening at the Soufrière Beach Park. We will be having a
I think
huge...
it's fair to say 6.
Okay, well, you know, I don't like this idea about time and stuff, but we say 5:30, so let's hope we can actually have the bonfire going at 6, and then it can be, or get all the wood, the sticks, the leaves and things that we can start this fire. We may have to bring along some extra wood, because I know the SRDF does a wonderful job of keeping the beach clean, so we may not get sufficient wood and debris to do the bonfire, so we may have to bring in our own. But we invite the general public to participate in these activities, and let's make Soufrière one of the cleanest communities. We are already on the map as a tourism mecca. We are already on the map because we are a World Heritage Site. We have the pitons, we have the sulfur springs, so no ni pou chen Soufrière net. Yos mwen hatan moun ka pale about Soufrière, yo eme vini Soufrière. Number of Airbnbs, you see visitors coming, and we're not doing it for the visitors, we're doing it for ourselves. The days for bulky waste is second Wednesday of every month. I can remember that clearly, coming to talk about that as the mayor. Let us keep Soufrière clean. Let us encourage our children, our neighbors, our friends to keep Soufrière and the environment clean.
But let me interject, Ms. Joan. Persons are wavering that beans are issued in Soufrière. Disposal. Imagine by the waterfront had a KFC. I haven't seen that again. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, the thing about some of these bins is that some vagrants, I assume, they take garbage to dispose of for business places, and they come to dump them in these large bins. Now, that is the problem, because we used to have some very large bins at the back of the cemetery towards the beach park. And again, residents, or I don't know, persons from somewhere would come and dispose of a lot of garbage in these big bins, and it poses a problem.
Oh.
So, you know, we will simply say, let's keep our garbage at our homes until the day of the collection, because we generate our own garbage, so why don't we want it at our homes? And when it comes to things like the waste from flesh, like fish and stuff, keep it in a small bag in your freezer, and then on the day of garbage disposal or collection, then you put it in your regular garbage. Because, I mean, nobody wants garbage near their home, but it's your garbage, so keep it near your home until the day for collection. And I think that's how we will, you know, get rid of that problem.
And you're going to come from me, Mrs. Hippolyte. A brilliant idea just struck me. We may have to, you know, write to stakeholders, and the PMA would maybe look to install 2 garbage bins at maybe some standard location, but then that is something we will look to do. 2 bins with the PMA logo and everything on there, and we would have persons basically to take charge of that for us.
Well, we will be having bins at the inscription site that would be donated by Heineken St. Lucia, but like you said, we can find 2 other places where it would promote the PMA, but it would have to be in those like by the square where people cannot put in too much bulky waste, mainly this soft stuff like a drink or a wrapper, you know, things like that. These are necessary, because sometimes you're walking around town, you have had a drink, you have a cup in your hand, you have a small wrapper, you want to dispose of it, and you cannot carry it everywhere that you go in. So these would be ideal, like what is by the square, and like you already said, we have PMA logo and our name to promote the PMA.
So let me ask you quickly, are you guys getting no incentive yet from those that are using your logo? The brewery?
Oh yes, we was, yeah, the brewery is the only one so far, because we were speaking at a meeting and somebody suggested Miss Sunita Daniel to look into making the logo trademark and have the copyright for any other person using it. But I must say, persons like Anne Chasney and Jade Mountain, they are using it. They're one of the persons, the oldest companies that have been using it. They are assisting us in a number of ways. Now Heineken St. Lucia, although they kind of, you know, gave us a whole year without their assistance, and while we were waiting for it. But finally, we were getting their assistance, and we are very thankful for that.
Yeah, you're really.
Yeah, they're hearing us, thank you. So once again, Soufrière, come out in large numbers to partake in our activities, and the Carnival Band. It's not only for children, adults as well. So let's get the PMA going. We have our activities coming up and a lot more in the pipeline, so we will be coming in again some other time to tell you more about it. So we have enough to chew on for now. It's the Soleil Couché on the 22nd, Tuesday the 22nd, 5:30 at the Soufrière Beach Park, and the Les Saint-Souffla at the bus terminal, or what they call the Old Trafford Complex, on Friday the 25th from 6 p.m. Thank you.
So guys, there's a lot to look forward to. Try your very best, tell a friend, bring a friend, and please come out to be part of that and support this. Kruma, I would like you to take those comments. It's now your opportunity. Maybe you could just share with the audience as well.
Good morning, Miss Hippolyte. Good to hear that young people are encouraged to join in and are encouraged to continue with tradition. You mentioned that we have the pitons. Can you instruct our tour guides that both pitons are in the Soufrière district and that the piton is not in Choiseul? This is some of the misinformation that some of them share with visitors.
Oh yes, thank you very much, Kruma. So thank you, the listener. I'm very thankful for that. This is something that had been taught in the past, that Gros Piton was in Choiseul. But the actual boundary for the PMA is the Anse-Lavoie River. And again, we had a little contention about that, even if we had to go to court and stuff. But it is the Anse-Lavoie River. And this is the geographical separation from Choiseul and Soufrière. I mean, we would have loved to share one of the pitons with Choiseul, but unfortunately or fortunately, they are both in Soufrière. So sometimes we misinformed and we share misinformation, but that's correct. Thank you, the listener, for bringing that to our attention. Yes, both the Petit Piton and the Gros Piton are within the PMA, and the PMA is in Soufrière.
I'm not taking too kindly to that, but then I support the PMA nonetheless.
Yeah, so the boundary to the north is the Diamond Road, going all the way up to Boisden, through Boisden, and then it cuts across at Belfond, down to Etangs, and the Anse-Lavoie River all the way down to the sea. So that's basically the land demarcation, and that will be registered at the land registry pretty soon.
Sure.
So thank you very much, 88.5. We want to continue having our collaboration with SRDF and 88.5. And even before I go, a little personal advertisement. We will be having a sale. I will be having a sale of clothing and shoes at the St. Isidore's Hall on Saturday the 5th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So everyone is invited to come and get a bargain for your Easter activities. Thank you very much.
And as members of the PMA, this is how we get it for free?
Yes, persons have already started getting. Erland just got a gift for free. So persons, thank you very much.
How is that fair? But
Anyway.
Thank you on
It is
behalf
now
of the
15
PMA.
minutes moving up to the hour of 11 a.m. and so for
Or G.
it's been a pleasure to have my PMA team here with me to provide much insight to our audience. Thank you so much to our listening audience. We say this has been Thursday's edition of House Guests, the 3rd of April 2025. Do have a blessed day. Stay productive. We're out. Thank you so much.